Hi, my name's Steve Ryan from BKT, and I'm here with Richard Crowe from BKT, and we're talking about the BKT AgriMax Australia tractor trip. And I know when I first heard about it, I thought we're probably a little bit mad to drive tractors 8 and 10 hours a day on the road. So Richard, you were with the crew as a support vehicle for quite a number of days, so give us an insight of what happened on your trip.
Well, I must say, when I first heard about it, Steve, I thought we were all nuts. I didn't think the tyres would stand up to 8,500 kilometres on bitumen around Australia. I started in Katoomba in New South Wales. We spent a couple of days up there on farms and on the roads in the Blue Mountains. And I must say, BKT, by the time I got there, didn't even look like they'd been worn, and they'd done over 1,000 kilometres then.
So Richard, you got up to the Blue Mountains, and in the second week, I think, and you did a bit of off-roading, I believe. Yeah,
we went on a couple of farms, did a river crossing. BKT Tyres handled all that terrain easily. We did a lot of twisting, winding roads through the Blue Mountains, up to 50 kilometres an hour, and no problem at all from the drivers or the tractors.
And you were sitting behind them a lot of the time in your support vehicle, and how did the tractors look on the road?
No, look, fantastic. I can't believe how much the people in the Blue Mountains appreciated them being there. We took up a bit of space on the roads. The BKT tyres were of great interest to a couple of the tyre dealers in the Blue Mountains, and they were astounded by what they put up with.
Yeah, I think along the route, wherever possible, you called in some dealers and, chatted to them about not only the tractors but the tyres and how they're performing along the way.
Yeah, most of them had knowledge of BKT and a lot of them had used BKT, had very favourable reports on the tyres, and again, they couldn't believe too that what we were doing with the tyres and the amount of wear that they weren't showing, even after those stages.
I also realised that once we got a bit further north, I think the drive from Sydney up to Newcastle was quite interesting on that highway.
Yes, in fact, from the Blue Mountains through Sydney up to Newcastle was very interesting. Sydney traffic's a bit chaotic at the best of times, and people getting stuck behind 4 tractors. A number of people were upset. Most people were understanding, and the Newcastle freeway was quite concerning towards the last 30 kilometres. It goes down to 2 lanes, and we had quite a bit of a traffic jam behind us.
Yeah, I guess you would have been very pleased to get past that. And I noticed in some of the footage, once you got further north, I know we had to pump those tyres up just another couple of pounds just to reduce the flex, and all the reports were that the driver said that they were a touch harder, but still very comfortable. No,
look, the BKT tyres from the driver's point of view were fantastic. We clicked over just over 2,000 kilometres between Sydney and Newcastle, and again, very little wear, and as we got further north, we clicked over 3,000 kilometres. Again, I just couldn't believe how well the tyres appeared.
And they're not meant to be on the tarmac all the time, and I've seen some shots where they actually got off the tarmac, and it looks like the boys had some fun on the beach there at one stage. Yeah, look, on the beaches, off roads, water crossings, Fraser Island, the BKT tyres showed no signs of any ill effect the whole way, and the drivers had nothing but praise for them. And the drivers, mainly Italians, that came over specifically just to drive these tractors, so the knowledge of the Australian countryside probably would have been new to them.
No, they were very interested in the way the countryside changed from Melbourne up through New South Wales, up through Queensland and out to Alice Springs. They enjoyed the trip very, very much. Some of them didn't speak English, but we all got to understand each other in the end.
And dinner in the evenings would have been about the day and how the tyres were performing and whether they were hot or cold and those sort of issues. Yeah,
look, we checked the tyres every night, and there was very little need to change any tyre pressures. We only adjusted them because of air temperature, and the heat in the tyres was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how cool the tyres were after driving sometimes up to 8 hours a day.
And the tractors, it's the modern tractor from McCormick, but obviously all the flash things in the cabin. But as far as noise and stability on the road, how'd they go there?
No, look, again, the drivers, I couldn't believe how refreshed the drivers were at the end of the day. I thought they'd get bounced around and would have back problems and all these sorts of things. But again, 8 hours a day, and it was like they were driving a car.
and customers along the way. I believe they did a few demos.
Yes, there was demonstrations on the BKT Tyres and some off-road experiences with customers, and again everything just went. I can't believe how well it went.
And we're back here now in Melbourne. We've done between 8,000 and 8,500 kilometres, and you can see here that these lugs are almost as good as new.
Look, this is a testament to BKT. The guys in the factory told us how much testing they do on the tyres, and that they would withstand this. Again, I was sceptical of that, but look at them. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, I think it is a testament to BKT, and just shows what quality and value for money the BKT agricultural Agri-Max tyre is.
Absolutely no doubt about it, Steve.
Thank you, Richard.